Have you ever been in therapy year after year, working through deep emotions, shame, sadness, even trauma, but still feel like something was being missed? Comedian Trevor recently shared something that struck a nerve for many of us. What if it's not just depression? What if it's undiagnosed ADHD? Let's talk about it. Trevor talked about a conversation he had with another comedian where everything in therapy was being linked to shame. Shame around dating, shame around impulse decisions, shame around not being able to control himself or the particular person he was referring to. But Trevor asked one powerful question of this individual: has anyone tested you for ADHD? Because sometimes what looks like emotional self sabotage is actually executive dysfunction. And therapy may not fix issue if no one sees the full picture. Trevor described ADHD in a way most people didn't or don't realize. It's not that you can't pay attention, it's that you can't control what you pay attention to. He gave an example of it's the bird tapping on a classroom window, for example. It's the rabbit hole of, a shower head or minerals where someone's still mid conversation. To outsiders, it looks like you're rude or you're checked out. But inside, your brain is fully online, just somewhere else. He also pointed out why so many comedians or creatives in general have ADHD. He mentioned that comedy performances or pressure, they demand hyperfocus. It's an environment that rewards the ADHD brand instead of fighting it. Is this something that you may be able to relate to? Have you ever thrived in chaos but struggled in calmness? Then Trevor goes on to talk a little bit deeper. He talks about PTSD and trauma and how certain responses are baked into our nervous system. It's why talk therapy can fall short for some people, he mentioned, because sometimes your body remembers things your brain can't explain. Like that moment when a police siren goes off in your head and your heart races, even if you've done nothing wrong. Or when your partner asks you something simple, but your nervous system reacts like you're under attack. Trevor eventually explored ketamine therapy, which is not a drug trip, as a way to break the loop between the body and the brain. He said it gave him, specifically it gave his mind a break from the body's panic response and finally process things in a new way. But he was clear, this is only with the right therapist, and it's not a cure-all. It's just one piece of the puzzle. And this is where it hit me. Trevor said the diagnosis alone, finally hearing that you have ADHD, this is what someone told him, was more helpful than most medications because it made sense of everything. The zoning out, the procrastination, the why can't I just pull it together? It wasn't laziness. It wasn't depression. It wasn't a character flaw. It was neurodivergence. He now tells people close to him, friends, partners, families, and so they understand what it looks like when he drifts. He says he's not tuning out. His brain just took a detour. And that awareness changes relationships. It softens the judgment. It creates a space for compassion. I found that video to be extremely important because I feel like it touched on a lot of the topics that many people with ADHD suffer with. And I'll put a link below just so you guys can refer to the video as well. But overall, a lot of the symptoms that people face and deal with, you might need to question and ask yourself, could those symptoms be symptoms of a root cause, which might be ADHD? If any of this hit home for you, maybe it's time to ask, what if I'm not broken? What if I'm just wired differently? Because ADHD isn't just about focus, it's about how you process the world, emotions, and even your own identity. You deserve understanding. You deserve the full picture. And you don't have to figure it out alone. Subscribe or follow for more real talk about ADHD, trauma healing, and breaking free from labels that don't fit. Thank you, everyone.